explanation part in the previous video lecture. Now here we will be starting with the brainstorming activities of the chapter. The question answers basically all the activities which is given in the textbook. So let's start with the first one. So the very first question is all about the true and false. Okay, so read the extract and state whether the following statements are true or false. Correct the false statements. Basically what we have to do, we have to mark it true or false, and if the statement is false, then you have to correct it. Okay, so there are some of the options are given, or there are some of the sentences given which we have to mark. Now the very first one, growing in abundance is more important than the quality of the crop. So obviously it's false, because that's not what the writer believed, right? What writer believed, that the quantity matters, not the quality. That's why he went with the organic farming, right? So the explanation will be, according to the author, the quality of the crop is more important than its quantity. Now the another one, the author wanted to grow the desi variety of rice. So that's true. Now another is, the author did not succeed in finding kasbai. Obviously that false, right? So the explanation will be, the author succeeded in finding kasbai but with great difficulty. Then the aroma of the desi rice would spread around the village. Again, it's true, as we have done the explanation part. So if you remember, so you know the answer, right? New hybrid crops have a great appetite for chemicals. So as we discussed in the chapter, it's mentioned in the chapter very clearly, as the time was growing, or the author is an example of reverse migration, obviously, right? If we talk about the migration, so people migrate with the search of job, study, or better medical opportunities and everything. So basically people migrate from village to the city, right? But here what he did, he migrated from city to village, because he wanted a very peaceful environment and wanted to do farming and everything. So that's why he did not migrated from the village to city, but he migrated from city to village. So obviously it's a reverse migration, and it's true. Now the another question, complete the flow chart. Consider this to be an example of note making. So what we have to do, we have to consider it as a note making, and we have to fill the blanks. Okay, so it's all about the discovery of kasbai rice. How exactly he discovered, what were the things that he had to go through and everything. That's what we have to talk about. So the first box, which is talking about April 2005, started his search for kasbai rice. So exactly when he started, that's what it's mentioned over here. Then step by step we'll be going, that how exactly at the end, how did he find the kasbai rice. That's what. So then what happened after this, the elders in the village told him about kasbai whose seeds had disappeared. So basically he got to know somehow about the kasbai, okay, that the seeds have been disappeared. Then later ex-Sarpanch Devu Handa told him about the specialities of kasbai and the reason for stopping its growth. So then later, as we discussed, that Devu Handa told of the place where kasbai seeds might be possible to get. So basically he gave the address where there will be the possibilities of getting the rice. And then the last part, bought kasbai rice from an Adivasi woman in a remote area. Now read the text and fill in the blanks. One is done for you. So here what we have to do, we have to fill the blank, and the first one is already done for you. The author wanted to grow organic moong, right? So like this, there are some other options also. Moru Dada wanted to spray dash on the moong crop. Baban's father and some elders mentioned the name of dash. Hybrids need more dash, said Devu Handa. The author bought dash of rice from Adivasi women who lived in remote hills. So here are the answer. The author wanted to grow organic moong. And then Moru Dada wanted to spray pesticides on the moong crop, and Baban's father and some elders mentioned the name of Kasbai. Then hybrid needs more water, fertilizers and pesticides, said Devuhanda. The author bought 10 kilos of rice from an Adivasi woman who lived in remote hills. Now, moving towards another question, list the reactions of the agricultural officer to the author's inquiry about Kasbai rice seeds. One is done for you. Now, as you know, he was trying to discover about the rice, that where exactly he will get. So, while doing that, he also met with the agricultural officer. So, what exactly happened over there while getting the inquiry, or getting the details over there? So, that's what the step by step we have to mention. So the first thing is which is mentioned over here is he had not heard about Kasbai. Like the first agricultural officer to whom he met, he was obviously completely blank about Kasbai rice. He did not know anything about that. And then he uttered the names of latest hybrids, as we discussed that he rapidly talking about some of the hybrid rices. Then the third one, he also offered to give the author some hybrid seeds free of cost. Now the another question, go through the text once again, note down Devuhanda's fond memories of Kasbai in your exercise book. One is done for you. When he asked about the Kasbai rice and everything, so Devuhanda got a bit emotional, right? And there was kind of he went into a flashback kind of thing, and then he was feeling bad about all those things. So that's what we have to mention, how exactly it happened with him, or what exactly the things went with Devuhanda when he was asking about the Kasbai rice. So the first one, what it's mentioned over here, Devuhanda has fond memories of Kasbai. They are as follows. So what are the fond memories of Devuhanda with the Kasbai rice? That's what we need to talk about. It needs less rain. Okay, and then the second we will mention, it has an alluring aroma. And then the third one, it is long duration of rice. Now, the writer says he grew an awful lot of moong. Explain the word awful in this sentence. So as we discussed in the chapter, we know that he used the term awful. So what does the term awful means? So why did he use that term, or in which sense did he use? That's what we have to talk about over here. The word awful in this context means a large amount. Now, the word scent is different from its synonyms aroma, fragrance or perfume. Explain how. The word scent in the subtitle scent of the rice has a deeper meaning than perfume or fragrance. Take phrases having a similar meaning from the following. Basically what we have to do, what he is asking, how the word scent is different from the word aroma or the fragrance or perfume, how it's different. That's what we have to talk about. And if it's different, so what will be the options from these 5 options? What will be the correct one or the related one which we can select? So what's mentioned over here, the word scent in the title scent of the rice carries a feeling within itself. It suggests a sense of belongingness. Also, it refers to the tracing of smell, and hence it is different from its synonyms perfume and fragrance in this context. Now the 2 options which we have to select, which will be suitable for this one, is in pursuit of and on the trail of. Now the question, read the following sentence. She muttered in reply, and we looked at Jeevan for a quick interpretation. These are 2 complete sentences underlying the above sentences. She muttered in reply. We looked at Jeevan for quick interpretation. Basically, all in all, what it talks about, here we have to find out the examples of simple, compound and complex sentences. So that we will do in the grammar part. Okay, in the grammar section when we will be doing, so we'll do or we'll cover that topic into the grammar section. So for now, I will give you the answers, or I will let you know the answers, that how. For that, the example, it was April 2004. Now when we talk about compound sentences, so it was just before sunrise and the sky was turning a bright orange. Then comes the complex sentence. I stood watching the sunrise above the towering trees across the fence and slowly made my way back to the house, a white structure in the middle of the greenery. So I hope you must have understood